Kaylin, the Greenway is going to be going on these railroad tracks right here. Now, the 3.8-mile trail will run next to Kern's Food Hall. I spoke to the executive director of the Legacy Parks Foundation, and she tells me the goal of this project is to connect Chapman Highway and Imes Nature Center. UT is addressing game day entry issues at Neyland Stadium. I talked to students, and I have answers from UT Athletics Department on how they're fixing this issue before the game on Saturday. The free application for federal student aid, also known as FAFSA, opens on October 1st. Now, this year, you will notice some changes. A strategic purchase is what the University of Tennessee Board of Trustees is calling this property right behind me. Numbers show the University of Tennessee is breaking enrollment records again, and that growth is trickling down to Cumberland Avenue. Students need to make sure they fill out their FAFSA on March 2nd to meet the priority deadline. And as you're going throughout the process, if you have any questions, you can always visit One Stop. That's going to be located right behind me on floor 1 in Hodges Library. Sending it back to you, Grayson.
Next cheapest, $800 with a layover.
The FAA started cutting flights this morning at 40 major airports, and travelers are already seeing the impact.
As you take capacity out of the industry, we have probably just as many people still wanting to fly. And of course, we're heading into the Thanksgiving and holiday season, which is usually the busiest time for air travel. The final variable that the airlines have is price. And they're going to leverage that opportunity to raise the price.
Tom Goldsby, professor of supply chain management at UT, says it all comes down to fundamental economics.
Sadly, that means that the airlines are probably going to feel empowered to raise those prices even more as UT students and UT faculty and staff want to get out and travel and have family visit them here on Rocky Top, and so it will probably result in some higher prices.
Kira McMahon, a junior at UTK who lives in New York, is already seeing the impact of the cuts.
This is just shocking. This flight here, nonstop, is $1,200.
McMahon says these reductions will make it hard to get home for Thanksgiving.
And it's really going to mess with, my getting home for the holidays, seeing my family, and a lot of other people as well.
The FAA says the decision is based off data collected.
Just can't ignore it, and we're not going to wait for a safety problem to truly manifest itself when the early indicators are telling us we can take action today to prevent things from deteriorating.
Even with the high cost, McMahon says she will spend Thanksgiving with her family.
There's a lot going on in everyone's lives right now, and one of the comforts of being away so long for huge periods of time in college is the opportunity to go home and see your family. So one way or another, I am going to get home.
In Knoxville, TVC News, Kylia Berry. McMahon tells me that she will be driving home for the holidays, which will be around an 11-hour drive. TVC will be following any updates by the FAA and will continue to keep you posted.
Thanks, Kyla. Now, something to make note of is that travelers will not see the full reduction until next week. So if you do have plans to fly over the holidays, make sure to give yourself plenty of time to get to the Tyson-McGee Airport.
No matter which road we take in life, there are many obstacles. And for Amber Bruno, it was the pain of watching a loved one struggle.
She struggled. She struggled, with her, with mental illness. She struggled with addiction.
Amber's mother, Susan Stalsworth's substance misuse habits started early.
In the 8th grade, when it started. Up till then, she was a perfect child. She was just Susan.
Amber grew up watching her mom try and try again to fight it.
You don't want to see your parent struggle, but at some point that something's wrong.
Throughout her mom's life, she worried, always looking for signs to make sure her mom was okay.
Sending her a message or calling her just to check in on her. Just to be able to hear her voice and know that she was okay.
Brandon Stiles, a regional overdose specialist at Metro Drug Coalition, calls this continuum of use.
Usually when it gets to that point, you'll see someone that's choosing to put their addiction over their quality of life that they're trying to maintain.
He tells me this dependency hijacks a person's dopamine.
So they continue to make those poor decisions because they have a dependency on that substance, and it's not something where they're morally wrong.
Susan lost her life from an overdose of fentanyl, leaving Bruno's family with memories.
First thing that I really did was I called my mom and her phone was off.
For much of Susan's journey, Amber was angry at her mom, not knowing how to help her.
I wish I wouldn't have got so angry at her at times, just because I didn't fully understand what she was going through.
A sentiment shared by Susan's own mother, Ruth Newman.
You just get angry because you know they're better than that. They can be better than that.
Now they both know anger is not the answer.
So just to love them and to let them know. You never know when it's going to be the last time that you talk to them or hear their voice.
Though everyone's path is different, the road to healing is open to all of us.
I want to be her voice. I want to let others know that may struggle with addiction, that, you know, that they're loved, that that there's people there that's there for them.